Swish. Hey, what's up guys? Malicious Jasper here. Welcome to another video. Today I want to discuss something because recently there's been another flare of bitching at Nintendo about their policy and shit. And I'm not going to talk about their Let's Play policy, not that at all. I'm going to talk about argument that I see a lot against it, the free advertisement argument. And I hate that argument because it's a fucking stupid argument. Now people are like, oh yeah, but it is free advertisement. No, it's not. It's not free advertisement. You gotta understand that. If you want to know what it is, if you want to call it something called free exposition, right? You play the game, people get to see it, but it's not an advertisement. You know what an advertisement is? Buy this product. That's an advertisement. A Let's Play is not an advertisement. The core of an advertisement is to sell you a product or to convince a potential customer to buy a product. That's an advertisement. Whether you start the buying process of informing the customers, blah blah blah, it doesn't really matter. The end game is the same. You want people to buy a product. A Let's Play is not that. You do not want your viewers to buy the game. No, no, no. What you are is an entertainer. You don't care if the developer gets money. You don't care. All you're there for is to entertain your viewers. That's what Let's Players' core functionality is. Sure, they might like it if you buy the game, but basically they want to entertain you. Now people keep bringing up this, it's free advertisement, but as you can see, it's not. Because a Let's Player in its essence, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give... Yes, if it's a small indie developer, you might want to, alright, send this guy some love, sure. And you might, as a Let's Player, say like, alright, this game is real good. If you can check it out, that would be amazing. Fine. But their essence is not that. And that is, to me, is a stupid way to reason that a Let's Player is actually an advertisement. No, you're exposing a lot of people to a certain game. Now, people will be like, yeah, but I bought this game because I saw a Let's Player play this, or I bought this game because I saw a Let's Player. Those are that's anecdotal, right? These are oh, I did this once, so it's got to be true for a lot of things. No, most of the games that are being Let's Played, or most viewers will not buy a game that's being Let's Played because they either have it because they don't want to buy the game necessarily, but they do want to see how it's, you know, what's it about, yada yada yada. There's a lot of reasons. And let's take an example. Let's say you play Assassin's Creed Unity. When it was first released, very buggy, lots of bugs and glitches, right? If you Let's Play the game, the day it gets released, you put on a Let's Play on the internet, people will be like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy this game because I can see a lot of bugs in there. And I'm not saying that you should buy a buggy game, no, but that Let's Play is not something that you consider an advertisement, because they're not saying, oh yeah, these are the good things about the game. They're like, okay, playing this game, and oh, there's a lot of bugs, people can see it. Maybe the Let's Play gets a little bit angry at the game because there are a lot of bugs and it doesn't work properly, and it will not result in sales. So that's why it's not an advertisement, because if an advertisement had a purpose to prevent people from buying a product, that would be insane. So it's not an advertisement. And also, something very important is, not necessarily every company wants you to advertise their game. It's not because you do something for free that they're like, oh yeah, if someone gets at my house and say, yeah, we're gonna do your plumbing for free, and then they fuck it up completely, like, yeah, well, what did you expect? That's how it works. Companies, and this is mainly about Nintendo and their shitty Let's Play policy, which is shitty. It's really shitty. But people say like, oh, it's free advertisement, but it's not necessarily advertisement. Let's say Nintendo wants to keep an image of between, let's say, their games being sold to the more younger end of the spectrum, right? Nintendo games are not meant for 55-year-old dudes. Not necessarily. I'm not saying they can't play those games, but that's not their target demographic. If suddenly there's a whole lot of Let's Players who bring a whole lot of profanity and racism and dark humor and whatever into Let's Play videos, that might hurt their target demographic, and they might not want to be associated with that kind of image. So maybe they want to protect that, and maybe they don't want that free kind of advertisement because they have no advertisement, quote unquote, because they have no control about how it's done, right? Maybe companies like Nintendo say, look, we appreciate what you're doing, but we don't want to be associated with, maybe crude language or stuff like that. I'm not saying that's the case, but I can understand that advertising and marketing is much more than, yeah, here's our product, show it to a guy and it will immediately result in sales. It will not. That's not how marketing works. And companies like Nintendo have massive, and I mean massive, marketing budgets. They do not need assistance from Let's Players. Now, does that mean that Let's Players can't play your games or anything? No, but I'm just saying their marketing department does not rely on Let's Players. I can get that smaller developers, indie developers, who do not have millions to blow on TV ads and ads in magazines and whatever, I can understand that they take any kind of exposure they can get, and that's the difference. There's a difference between exposing a product to a whole lot of people and advertising that product to a whole lot of people. Advertising is actively trying to get those people to buy your product, while exposing is more of a showing that product to a lot of people and they can make up their own mind. That's the difference. So Let's Players are not advertisers. They are not. And sometimes a Let's Play can harm a company more than it does good, right? So picking that argument as it's free advertisement is just, to me, it's a stupid argument. Game companies do not necessarily want that publicity or that kind of publicity, and you gotta respect game companies for saying we don't want that. You don't have to help them sell their game. You don't have to. If you're really passionate about a game, you can talk about it, whatever, fine. But it is not your job to sell their game. That is not your job. The core job of a Let's Player, if you can call it a job, is entertaining the people watching. That is the essence of it. So when people say like, oh, it's free advertisement, no, it's not an argument that works. It's not how it works. If you talk about a game and you say like, yeah, the controls aren't that great, or there are these graphic glitches or bugs or whatever, if you do that in a Let's Play, then you can't say that you're helping the company sell that game. You're not advertising that game. Sure, you could go like in every Let's Play you do, alright, this was an amazing game, go ahead and buy it. But most Let's Players don't do that. So that is just an argument that it really makes my skin crawl. It's a stupid argument. And people say like, oh yeah, Nintendo doesn't want to sell their games, or Nintendo doesn't want this publicity, or no, that's not. If you put your marketing on crowdfunding or crowdsourcing your marketing, that's usually gonna lead in not so very nice things. Sometimes it really helps with indie developers. I can understand that they don't have a marketing budget. Generally speaking, indie developers have either they don't have one, or they have a really small marketing budget, so they can't go hire these giant PR companies and make these giant ad campaigns and make TV commercials. No, they can't do that, and they rely on that, and I understand. But for them, it's not advertisement, it's exposure. You are exposing a whole new crowd of people to a new product. Whether they buy it or not, that's their decision. And you maybe say like, oh yeah, this is a real fun game, I recommend it. But even that is you can't really call that an advertisement. So to recap, Nintendo's policy is pretty shitty, because what they do is they punish Let's Players in its entirety, and it drives people away from doing Nintendo games, which is sad because Nintendo has a lot of strong titles that you could easily Let's Play, but that drives them away because you gotta submit it to this program, and it's gotta go through, and then they're gonna take all your revenue and then gonna keep like 40% if it's an individual video and 30% if it's a channel. It's a dumb policy. Yes, I know, but that doesn't mean that you can start saying stuff like we're free advertising, because it's not. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because Angry Joe did a Let's Play video, and it got claimed as, you probably thought it would. I mean, it's automated, etc. It was gonna get claimed, and I think he knew that, but he put it up anyway. And now people are like, oh yeah, it's a stupid policy, and we're free advertising. It's a stupid policy, but the free advertising part is just not true. And I want people to know this, because if you can say like driving, let's say you drive a car, right? It doesn't matter what brand. If you drive that car around, then you could say like they should pay me money because I'm advertising their car. It's not. It's not. You're not advertising that car. You're just driving it. There's a difference there. You can sense that you're not advertising that car. If you go around saying, all right, this car is fucking amazing, you should buy it, then you're more in the advertising area. And another thing, now I'm ranting anyway, now I'm at it, I might as well keep going. Another thing is people like, oh yeah, copyright claims. Why, if I own the thing? You don't own the thing. That's the thing. You own a copy that you can use yourself, but you don't own everything behind it, because that would mean that if I buy a movie or a DVD or a Blu-ray, then I'm like, all right, I own this. I can stream it to the entire goddamn world. People will be like, whoa, you can't do that. Same with music. You can't just start streaming music. Even if I bought that music legitimately, you can't just stream it willy-nilly to everyone. You can't, and then ask money for it. You can't do that. And people agree with that is a shitty practice to do. But with games, suddenly with games, it's different. You can stream a game, you can make Let's Play videos, and suddenly it's your thing. And you're like, but you changed some stuff. True. But this is how I see it. Could you have made the same kind of Let's Play with another game? Usually the answer is no, because every game lends itself to a particular style. If I, for instance, play a game like Mario Kart and I get frustrated because I got fucked over by friends of mine, and that results in some hilarity, you can replicate that in another game where you don't compete against each other, or where you don't have those mechanics. So that's how I see it. Are they legally allowed to do that? Yes. Is it a smart idea to do that? Not really. Not really, because Let's Players, they have a big audience, and it could help. It could help get some people over the line and buy a product. It could do the opposite and push people away from certain products. It could go either way, but nonetheless, they're here to stay, and you gotta adapt to it. In essence, I don't think Nintendo's ideas are that bad, and this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think it's that bad. If I could make a Let's Play, and people would say like, all right, let's say I would monetize it, and people say like, yeah, you gotta give like 10% to the parent company, and they make sure that I do not have any trouble with copyright claims and shit, I would have no problem with that. Absolutely no problem with that. If I make, for instance, a Nintendo video, a Smash, let's say I do a new Smash video, or let's say I have a Wii U and I were to do a Smash video, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna claim 10% of the income, but you don't have to worry about any copyright stuff. I would be pretty fucking happy. I would be pretty happy, because that is actually what got MCNs to exist. They're big corporations that have influences or at least contacts in YouTube, and they can resolve stuff like that if you get a copyright claim. But if a company says like, all right, this game or this video by the company is like, all right, we approve this shit, or we get this revenue automated, it would stop MCNs from existing. So I think, personally, I don't think it's a bad idea, in essence, the way they do it is completely fucking retarded. But in essence, it's not a stupid idea. It's not, and I hope Nintendo changes their policy, because let's players are not gonna keep up with this shit. There are many let's players who go like, yeah, I'm not gonna do any Nintendo stuff because it probably get claimed, etc. And I understand that it's a valid concern, especially if you want to make money out of it. If Nintendo keeps claiming all your money, then well, you can't make any money off of YouTube, and then you're basically without a job. But I get where they're coming from. They want to protect their intellectual property, and they're allowed to do that, the same as musicians are allowed to protect their intellectual property, their songs. The same that movie studios protect their movies. You're not gonna find movies on, well, if you pirate them. That's why people are, it's movies. Movie studios are against things like the Pirate Bay because it deprives them of income, and I can understand that. Doesn't mean that they're not doing anything wrong. Every industry has to adapt to a new situation in which the internet is very prevalent, and for many, even maybe even most, it's the primary source of entertainment. Sure. So what I want to leave you off with in this video is very simple, is Nintendo. The policy that Nintendo has for Let's Players sucks balls. That's a given. Then Let's Plays are not advertisements. They're more, exposures, but they're not in essence advertisements. They're something completely different, and I think that the argument there that their advertisement doesn't really work all that well, and hopefully many, because it's not just Nintendo, it's game studios sometimes in general, it's movie industry, it's the music industry. If they gotta accommodate to this new medium, and the faster they do it, the better for them, and the better for us, and then we have to complain less. But if you watch this, then I want to thank you for listening to me rant about how Let's Plays are not advertisements. They're getting close, but they're not really, and how Nintendo really should stop their policy of screwing Let's Players over. But if you enjoyed this, then yeah, I mean, fucking just click the thumbs up button. Maybe I'll do more of this, but it's just something that grinds my gears, something that annoys me. It's factually, it's not that. It's not an advertisement, and the sooner people realize it, the sooner we can move on from topics like this, because in the end it's important to realize you are not on a company payroll. You are not being paid to sell something. You are not, even if they send you a copy of the game saying like, let's play this, it's exposure. If anything, you're not, you could sell it. That's the same idea that a review is not an advertisement. A review is like, all right, I'm gonna give you the good and the bad things about this game. You're not gonna try and sell it. You're not saying you have to buy this game, but you can say at the end, I really like this game. These are the points that I like, and these are the points that I don't like, and then people can make up their own mind. The same goes for Let's Plays. You show gameplay, you give commentary, you entertain people watching and or listening to, or mainly listening to your video, and then those people can decide and can make up their own mind. So that is the important part. If you, probably a lot of people won't agree with me, too bad, but that's the way I see it. And I want to thank you guys for listening, and I will see you guys with the next video, hopefully, if I don't suddenly die. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you later.